Greetings and welcome to this short documentary of the history of New Orleans bounce music. During this documentary, you're going to get great information about music and artists you know about, as well as some that you may not know about. All will be all. We hope you enjoy this amazing short doc. Let's get right on to it. You hear me? So, what is bounce music? New Orleans bounce music is a high-energy subgenre of hip-hop, originated in the city's housing projects in the late 1980s and the early 1990s. It's categorized by its fast tempo, repetitive call and response vocals inspired by Mardi Gras Indian chants, and a strong emphasis on danceability. New Orleans bounce music is heavily influenced by the city's unique musical traditions, including the brass bands and the second-line parades. The rise of hip-hop music in New Orleans was popularized by DJ Sabu, a well-known New Orleans DJ who played popular rap records in clubs all over the city. DJ Sabu had a son who we know now is the world-famous producer, artist, DJ Mannie Fresh, who took New Orleans hip-hop to another level. Mannie Fresh, along with his friend and fellow artist Gregory D, recorded and released the song Buck Junk Time in 1989, giving the city its own unique signature sound of hip-hop. After the rise in popularity of Buck Junk Time, which is not a traditional bounce record, the key elements of bounce music started to take shape through some simple traditional crate digging. Local DJs in New Orleans started playing an instrumental loop where local MCs could freestyle and chant to hype crowds up. The origin of this loop came partly from the 1986 rap song called Drag Rap, created and performed in New York by this duo called the Showboys. In New Orleans music lovers, we used to call this beat the Trigger Man, which is the name of one of the members in the Showboy. The other part of the loop origin came in 1987 from the sample made famous by the West Coast DJ Cameron Paul called Brown Beats. Brown Beats used snippets from the late great music legend James Brown. Trigger Man and Brown Beats together became the official foundation of all bounce music in New Orleans. The first official New Orleans bounce record was entitled Where They At, performed by MCT Tucker and DJ Herb in 1991. MCT Tucker and DJ Herb contribution to bounce music led them to be known as the godfathers of bounce music. The first bounce song to get national attention was a more polished version of the song Where They At in 1992 by local New Orleans DJ and rapper DJ Jimmy. The song was so popular that it hit Billboard charts, but even after the release of the song, DJ Jimmy bounce music remained largely regional, gaining popularity within New Orleans and surrounding areas. Around the same time as DJ Jimmy, another local DJ and rapper by the name of DJ Jubilee took it off to a higher heights of fame of bounce music. DJ Jubilee officially coined the term bounce music and popularized this subgenre in 1990s, using call and response vocals as a prominent feature, which is drawn from Mardi Gras Indian traditions and second-line parades. DJ Jubilee also coined the term twerking and made the dance move famous in his music videos. Twerking is deeply rooted in bounce music and New Orleans culture, with some tracing its origin back to West African ritual. Because of his contribution to bounce music, DJ Jubilee has been given the title King of Bounce. The fame and popularity of DJ Jimmy and DJ Jubilee music gave rise to their younger proteges such as Willie Puckett and the world-famous Juvenile. Willie Puckett is a New Orleans rapper and dancer for DJ Jubilee. He is coined as one of the originators of the now viral Trip Out dance. Juvenile will go on to gain worldwide fame and popularity through his music endeavors with Cash Money Records, but his first hit will come in 1993, Bounce for Juvenile, on DJ Jimmy's debut album. Other pioneers of bounce music include Ricky B, whose music heavily influenced the genre with its party-starting energy, the distinct Nola sound, and incorporation of Mardi Gras Indian chants, making him a foundational figure in bounce music. DJ Mannie Fresh, who remixes and mixtapes, have given an extra flavor to some of the world's famous and most timeless music. The Shoutout, a pioneer New Orleans bounce music duo who was known for their iconic signature dances and music videos.
Dolomite, a New Orleans bounce rapper who is also a member of the Hot 8 brass band.
J-Ro J, a classic New Orleans rapper from the late 80s and early 90s, known for representing the city's foundational hip-hop and bounce scenes before it exploded. The late Casey Red, a bounce rap artist from New Orleans who collaborated on songs with DJ Jubilee, Willie Puckett, and Katie Red. Can't forget about Partners in Crime, a duo who's been popularizing the New Orleans bounce music subgenre since 1994 through their energetic and party-orientated tracks in collaboration with local artists around the city. Now stop! Pause. So look, man, I understand that throughout this short documentary, I'll be missing some great people and some artists. I sincerely apologize in advance, you hear me? Like, please blame it on my head and not my heart. I'm very appreciative of any and everybody that contributed to bounce music. So with that being said, let's jump right on in. The addition of women have been very fundamental to New Orleans bounce music. Originated as powerful voices for empowerment, social critique, and celebration, such female pioneers include Mia X, New Orleans rapper, songwriter who gained local success as one of the first female bounce artists and later gained worldwide fame and popularity as the first female MC signed to Percy Master P. Miller No Limit Records. You can't forget about the late great Magnolia Shorty, affectionately known as the first queen of bounce music. She was one of the most successful female bounce artists being discovered by Brian Birdman Williams, and later being one of the two first female artists signed to Cash Money Records. Cheeky Black, a New Orleans rapper and performer who is known as the pioneer in bounce music along with DJ Jubilee. She is credited with popularizing the term twerk dancing in the culture within the city. And Miss T, a bounce music legend who at the age of 14 along with Magnolia Shorty became the first female artist ever signed to Cash Money Records. Bounce music has also had a popular LGBTQ+ representation. This subgenre has been a space for diverse voices and expression. LGBTQ+ bounce artists includes Katie Red, a bounce artist from New Orleans. She is the first transgender rapper in bounce music and credited with creating the sissy bounce genre. Big Frida, also known as the Queen Diva of bounce music, a New Orleans rapper slash singer slash performer who first gained popularity in the early 2000s and now unofficial flag bearer for bounce music, popularizing the subgenre in its highest of height to date. And Sissy Nova, a protege of Big Frida, who is another bounce artist who helped bring bounce music to mainstream attention and inspire artists globally. Cash Money Records puts its imprint on bounce music in 1992 when the label was started by entrepreneur brothers Brian Baby Williams, better known as Birdman, and Ronald Slim Williams. The label combined cultures of New Orleans bounce music and gangster rap, dubbing it as gangster bounce music. Some of this early bounce influenced artists included Kilo G and Pimp Daddy, rap artists whose careers and lives were cut short due to gun violence. Lil Slim, a bounce artist whose music produced by DJ Manny Fresh was influenced by local bounce style as well as West Coast gangster rap. UNLV, a rap group whose used music established Cash Money as a prominent label within the city. Magnolia Shorty and Miss T, the first female artist signed to Cash Money Records. And most famously, the supergroup, the Hot Boys. The Hot Boys are not known as a bounce group, with the exception of the group member Juvenile, who does not have ties to the subgenre from early on his career, with transcending production from super producer, rapper, performer DJ Manny Fresh. Cash Money Records not only popularized the music of New Orleans, but the culture as well. They, along with No Limit Records, carried the culture of New Orleans into the new millennium. Bounce music expanded beyond its initial scene in 2000s, incorporating more local influence like brass band samples and Mardi Gras Indian chants. Prior to Hurricane Katrina, bounce music experienced a slight decline in popularity, but there was a considerable revival in the subgenre after the storm, accumulating international interest and acclaim. New bounce artists came into the mix and breathed new life into the subgenre, attracting a newer audience of fans to the music and its culture. These artists include late Fifth Ward Weebie, a New Orleans rapper who came onto the bounce scene in the late 90s and helped fuel the rise of bounce music with his bounce mixtape series. Chopper, a New Orleans native who attained local success as a rapper when songs started going viral on the internet, catching the attention of professionals and Division I college football teams in Louisiana, further catapulting his popularity. Hot SZA, a New Orleans rapper and veteran of bounce music scene for 20 years, who is crowned as the king of twerk bounce culture, and his voice has been sampled by some of today's top artists like Drake, Megan Thee Stallion, and the City Girls. Big Chew, a producer, dancer, hype man, and voice personality who have become a household name in the bounce music industry for his artistic contribution. Vodka Redo, an artist and MC and actor from New Orleans who is an Afro-futuristic bounce music innovator. 10 Ward Buck, a bounce artist whose music ushered in a new post-Katrina movement with an up-tempo style featuring frenetic pacing and phrasing still indicative of the subgenre today. The late Nikki DeB, an LGBTQ+ artist who helped champion the sissy bounce movement and became a globally successful artist. Flyboy Jeezy, an innovative musician, internationally celebrated artist, member of the Wild Tropitudas Mardi Gras Indian tribe, and music producer who brings together old school bounce music and Mardi Gras musical canon in a fresh, updated sound. And Big Frida, as we said earlier, is one of the bounce music most successful artists to date. Frida is sought after authority on bounce music and culture most associated with it. Frida has collaborated with music biggest names such as Beyonce and Drake, and while champion LGBTQ+ empowerment and body positivity. She recognized for bringing the distinctive bounce music sound from local scene to global audience. Again, if I missed anyone, I do sincerely apologize. New Orleans bounce continues to thrive in present day, creating new cultures and expanding its popularity both nationally and internationally. Despite its growing in popularity and increasing the commodification, bounce continues to play an integral role in local performance festivals and identity of New Orleans. We hope you enjoyed this short documentary. Continue to support the culture, and also if you like this video, please subscribe and share for music lovers. Thank you for watching this, and God bless.